Howdy, hockey fans. Patrick Hickey Jr. here from the HockeyWriters.com, bringing you the next edition of what the Islanders would look like. So, I've been doing a bunch of these videos lately just because the Islanders have had a lot of questions that, you know, needed to be addressed. So the first thing was, how will the Islanders look without Frans, Nielsen, Kyle Okposo, and Matt Martin? That answer was not good. I mean, they lost a lot of physicality. They lost some multifacetedness, considering all the things that Nielsen could do. And they lost some offense without Kyle Okposo. But this past Friday, they picked up Jason Chimera, and they picked up Andrew Ladd, and on Saturday, they picked up PA Parenteau. So, if you've been stuck under a rock for the past 5 or 6 years, you're like, wait a second, I thought PA Parenteau was on the Islanders. Bouncing around a little bit from Montreal and Colorado and Toronto, Parenteau has found his way back to the Islanders, and as a result, the Islanders have filled out quite nicely. So now we're watching their second line, which is Ryan Strome, Anders Lee, and Josh Bailey. So these are like 3 guys that are going to put up like anywhere from, if they're horrible, 35, and if they do well, 55 points. So they're a decent second line. The third line right now I have is Mikhail Grabovski. Mikhail Grabovski with Nikolai Kulemin, and can't play defense. So we'll see who's out now. With I have Brock Nelson with Mikhail Grabovski and Nikolai Kulemin. And the only reason why I still have Grabovski in there is because I don't think they're going to buy him out just for the purpose of the expansion draft next year. I actually see Shane Prince filling in that right wing spot on the third line. So we've got the first line of John Tavares, Andrew Ladd, and PA Parenteau. Then we've got the second line of Josh Bailey, Ryan Strome, and Anders Lee. Then we've got the third line of Brock Nelson, Nikolai Kulemin, and either Shane Prince and Mikhail Grabovski. And then now let's go to the fourth line of Jason Chimera, Kyle Clutterbuck, and Casey Kazikis. So this is actually a pretty damn good line. I've seen a bunch of articles that have pointed out that Chimera is not nearly the possession player that Martin was, and because of that, it's going to hurt the energy factor of the fourth line. Well, I got news for you. This fourth line is going to be able to produce a lot more offensively. Chimera does hit, and he's a lot faster than Martin. So it'll be interesting to see what that fourth line is going to be able to do. They're going to be a different fourth line than they were last year. So I guess Jason Chimera isn't starting off his Islanders career the way many would have liked, with taking a stupid penalty like that. But at any rate, we're seeing that these 3 acquisitions, the Andrew Ladd, Jason Chimera, and PA Parenteau acquisitions, have filled out the Islanders quite nicely. Again, they're not the same team. They're a different team entirely. They'll probably look to add another defenseman for depth. But, and unless they get rid of Yaroslav Halak, because there's been a lot of talk of them liking Berube as the backup, and they can get Grice for a lot cheaper so they could save some money. They still have to tender contracts to a bunch of RFAs like Alan Quine, Scott Mayfield, Ryan Strome. They do have some work left ahead, but I'm pretty sure they have about $5 million left in cap space, 5 and change. So it should be interesting to see what the New York Islanders do the rest of this offseason. Do they have a trade in them? It's hard to tell, but as of right now, it appears that like they have their forward line set, and barring any injuries or trades, this Islanders team is going to be competitive. So as always, you can subscribe, you can like my other videos, and just be sure to check out my work at thehockeywriters.com, and keep watching some hockey.